Hello guys, Muchi Trades here. So I'm going to be giving a breakdown on how I took this trade right here. Go from this zone to this zone. Um, but before I start, I want to show how that my previous analysis on ADG price. If you want to see the video, is on my YouTube channel, right? You can see. I said I was expecting a rejection from. I said I was expecting a rejection from these zones. I marked out two zones, right? I said one was here and the other one was here, right? But you can see market did not react to any of it, did not reject of any of them. I said I was waiting for a rejection of it, but I did not reject of any of them, so I did not take this trade. Now, back to the main pair for the day, which is gold, So, I took the setup. So let me clear my chart to show you guys how exactly I did it. Let me clear my chart. Um, um, Let me turn off my right. So now I'm going to give you guys a walkthrough on how I took this trade. Now, I as usual I trade top down analysis and SMC, right? So on the weekly, I start weekly time frame for marking out my zones, top down analysis zone, and I use black horizontal lines to mark out my weekly zones, and I use ash horizontal lines to mark out my daily zones. So on this weekly time frame, you can see there's a rejection off here, rejection here, rejection here. If you can change this, if I change this to line chart, you can see the rejection, right? And you can see the rejection right here. That's for this zone, that's for this zone. And for this one, you can see the rejection here and you can see the rejection here. So that is all for the weekly zones. Now on the daily zone, I marked out I marked out the zones is my hash line. Now you can see this for this zone right here. I see the rejection here. You use this one to push up, use this one pushed up, and you can see rejection here, multiple rejections here, right? This one, you can see rejection, rejection, right? And here too. So you just want to be marking out the zones that price used as a key point for reversals, right? That's just basically how you mark your zones. So now I start 4 hours to start my analysis, right? I go to 4 hours start my analysis. Now on 4 hours, you can see there was a price rejected off this our weekly zone, this our daily zone, sorry, right? It rejected off it and broke structure downwards, right? Making us look for making our buyers bearish. Okay. So as it broke that structure downwards, it made our buyers bearish, and as it broke structure, right? It broke structure downwards and it retested, it retraced, right? It broke structure, retraced, then came down again, breaking another structure. So right, broke structure again downwards here. Right, it broke structure again downwards there. And as it broke structure downwards, it left another block for us to look for entries right there. Right, and that was where I marked out to start looking for my entry sales since our buyers was already bearish. Marked out that other block right there. So now my POI, my point of interest was this zone here. So as I was waiting for market to tap into that our zone, then I'll start looking for my sales. And now one thing I use as confirmation that the the probability that this setup will work out was that price took out liquidity before tapping into our 4 hours order block. So there was a liquidity zone there. There was a liquidity zone there. Right, so you can see price took it out. So who sold people who sold from this zone, right? Who sold from this zone, price and they placed their stop loss above, price took them out and tapped into our 4 hours order block. Now after this happened, I went to the 1 hour, and on 1 hour time frame, I could clearly see that after price tapped into our order block, right? After price tapped into our order block, right? 1 hour made a market structure shift, right? So it was going high, low, higher, high. It was supposed to make higher low, right? But it broke this low and made a lower low, meaning that it changed its trend, right? So now that gave us another bearish bias, right? So now it broke, it changed its character here, right? So it changed character there, and now where I was looking for to enter was I was looking for a point of interest to enter, and I saw this FVG zone right there, and that was my entry point. Right, that FVG zone was my entry point. Now, what made this trade what even increased the mean rate of this trade was that remember that price took out liquidity right here, right? And now price also took out liquidity while coming to test into our 1 hour PY. Now, if you ask where sorry, you ask where the liquidity is, it is right here. So, right here. There are two zones of liquidity. There's one there, and there's another one here, right? That high there. So people who sold from here, people who drove because this was a leg and this was a retracement. So people who took this retracement sell, right? And they placed their stop loss above, price took them out. And this was another leg here, this was a retracement. People who took retracement sales from here and placed their stop loss above it, price also took them out. So price cleared two liquidity points and touched into our PY, giving us extra confirmation. Now this is a key point for SMC traders and other traders, right? If you want to, if you want to like have an increasing rate, you have to take this key point. Now, this is the key point. Market has to take out liquidity before it can make its move, right? So I'm just going to, so you can see, market has to take out liquidity before it can make its move. So now, after market took out two liquidities, so now I was very sure about this trade, and I placed my entry here. Let me just show you guys how. So I was very sure about this trade, and I placed my entry there. Right, you can see where I entered from, and you can see um where I went out from. Right, so this trade, I actually did this trade yesterday, and I woke up this morning to see that it has already hit my TP. Right, so this was how you can see how easy it was. You don't need to make it complex. So um thank you guys. I thank you for watching this video. So if you want to see more of on this, because I'll be dropping an outlook on either GBP, GPY, BTC USD or US30 soon. So if you want to see that video, please like this video, subscribe and turn on your notification button. Right, so that the next video I'm going to be posting is more like a signal video for you guys to enter. So because this video, the trade has already played out, right? So next video is going to be a signal video for you guys, right? Thank you.